Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Peers. Yeah!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Lucky Peers movie reviews. Tonight we got a new movie review for you. This one is from 2008. It was a Big Time Awards winner. This one is called Doubt. Alright guys, Doubt. We just watched Doubt not long ago. Honestly, one of my favorite movies I've watched in the past.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you want me and Joe to talk about it first? Because we
Few
probably
years.
have less to say, and I guarantee you we don't like it as much as
No,
him. So,
he can go first, and then we can
No, yeah, just
add on to what he says.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
that makes sense.
let me just tell you the plot. A Catholic school principal questions a priest's ambiguous relationship with a troubled young student.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so
she
Philip,
thinks he's diddling kids.
basically, Philip Seymour Hoffman plays a priest
Mm-hmm.
who is, I guess, she thinks is having a sexual
Yeah,
relationship?
she 100% thinks
Something
Inappropriate.
inappropriate happened. She can't.
You
place
think
it.
she thinks maybe he touched him or so inappropriately?
Well,
or-
but her speculation comes from him, like her feelings of him interacting with other kids also.
yes.
Because she said he touched like a kid's shoulder, and the kid was like, "Get off of me" or whatever, and she goes, "That instantly I knew." Like,
Out the window when she said
yeah,
she's
but
seen.
like, but the kid that did that is a fucking dickhead who's getting in trouble all the time.
That is true.
So like,
You can't really put
she's-
much stock in that.
A super old school nun.
Yes,
and he's
that's-
like a new age priest.
that's what
Yeah,
I was like. Part of
he's
the problem
like a
is,
personable priest.
Yeah,
of the-
he's super progressive. She's
that's part of the
conservative.
problem.
Yeah.
Is he's progressive and he wants more people to like feel involved and belong in the church. Where she's like, no, keep the riffraff out. Like it's
So she was out to get him from day one.
100%.
She even admitted.
Yeah, she admits that.
She admitted. And Amy Adams was like her little like just minion to
Yeah, fly on the wall.
Yeah, just to help her out. And anyway, there are like what I love about this movie is there are so many things like that people can relate to in like everyday world. You know what I mean? Like it's such an intimate little story. You can interpret the events that take place in like
open
in a
interpretation.
bunch of different ways. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so intriguing and fun to talk about. It's like, do you think he did it? Do you not think he did it?
Yeah, everyone's gonna have a different opinion.
Everyone has been in a situation or like a circumstance where they've had doubts and uncertainty. You know what I mean? And like, but they've felt like strong conviction about something, but they've been wrong. You know what I mean? That happens all the time. And on the one hand, you can't like judge someone's entire character based on your intuition,
Right.
And then on the other hand, a lot of the time that intuition turns out to be right, and like
Yeah.
we see that a lot in the world where like we were right about him all along, we were right about her all along.
It was a frustrating movie.
It is frustrating,
yeah.
but like some people have great intuition, don't they? And like I said, they usually
some people
end up being right. Honestly, like I think they picked Meryl Streep because like
She's a good bitch.
it's Meryl Streep. Like she knows, you know. Like that's the way I felt. Like
She wasn't even playing a nun there. She's playing Meryl Streep.
Yeah, no, she's just like everyone's like mom. Like you know what I mean. She just like has that intuition. She's that motherly figure.
She was not there though. Everyone hated her. She was like
I don't know if everyone hated her. Everyone respected
they
her.
feared her. Like they didn't
They
want to
feared her.
talk
They
to
didn't
her.
like her.
They feared her, yeah, because she ran it with an iron fist.
Yeah, but he came in like wanting to be more like progressive and talk to people, and not come down on them and just make them
She
feel like
hated
crap.
it.
yeah, no, he wanted big time change. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. And
And I was just mad that like Amy Adams assumed the worst.
Well, literally,
just because
Amy
he put like a
Adams-
jersey in a locker, she was like, "Wait a minute."
Amy Adams was so frustrating because she literally, when she talked to him, was like, "Oh my god, he's the best guy," and then when she talked to Meryl Streep, she's like, "Oh my god, he's the devil." Just whoever talked to her, she just goes, "They're right," and then flip flop the whole time.
honestly, I think she was just like she wanted out of that. I don't think she wanted to be in that situation, but
no,
she
didn't.
started.
But she's the
she
one
was
who
just forced.
She started it.
I don't know if she did. I think I think
because if she would have never,
I think Meryl Streep's sister Aloysius. I think she like put her up to it till she
oh yeah,
be
but
on the lookout.
But if Amy Adams wouldn't have reported the stupid minor incident,
That's
it would have
true.
taken the next step. And
That
then she
is
felt
true.
bad, but then she just played both sides the rest of the movie.
Yeah, that's true. She was just. Do you guys think that remember that scene outside when he's talking to Amy Adams? Do you think he was trying to like win her over in a way? Because he said some things
partially.
that were just kind of complimentary. You think he was trying to just win her over and get her on his side? Because
Yeah, I mean, even if he didn't do what they said, he definitely knew he had to defend himself or build his allies.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He knew, like, and it's all a game, and
It was a lot of politics and power moves and whatnot, and
which is how the church works.
And speaking of power moves, like there are 3 scenes in particular that I've probably watched 100 times, just because there's so many like intricacies
that sounds like
and
a
stuff.
touch of autism. But
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But anyway, like I like there are just so many like different things that intricacies and details and nuances you see every time you watch it. Like there's, I don't know if you guys are familiar with blocking. It's like the movement of actors in a scene, you know, and
you got it.
the one scene where like the initial confrontation or accusation, you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Well, there's so many little like power moves. Like when she opens the blinds on him and
Yeah,
almost
throughout
like
the whole movie,
almost like
like-
an interrogation.
Throughout the whole movie, like when they walk into each other's presence, or like you sit down, or like I'll stand and you sit.
Yeah.
Like
There are so many
everything
power
There was a
moves.
power struggle the whole time.
Yeah, and she opens the blinds and shines the light on him. He didn't like that, and he sat down at her desk, like because he's got the power.
He's the
the
boss.
priest is the boss.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, he's supposed to be, but she's taking control there. But like in the end, though, she seemed unsure of her conviction. You know what I mean? Like,
Which was so
because he
annoying.
got the promotion at the other parish or church, right?
He just got moved.
Yeah, so she seemed unsure about that. So
He got
it make-
promoted. I said.
Yeah,
He moved up.
moved up, and it makes us doubt. You know, like
Well, it just made her doubt her entire like job and life.
basically. Yeah,
Because either like she lied and like he didn't do it, or she was right and he still got moved up. So
yeah.
like,
Either way, it's
it was a
terrible
lose-lose for her. Yeah.
You're right.
So she's like, well, this sucks regardless.
Good
Like,
point.
I get frustrated because like it's before any of the Catholic Church and little boys came out even, and they jumped to that like right away. They were
They
like, oh,
did.
you definitely did something inappropriate.
Yeah, this took place in the '60s.
Just because he was by himself in a meeting with the kid, they were like, oh, you must have diddled him somehow. Like,
I think it was what I did some research. I think it was literally about 5 or so years after like the first incident. You know what I mean? So it was a little. It was
in
just at the
people's
start of
minds.
it.
before it all blew up.
Yeah, before it all blew up.
Well, before everybody realized that it was happening
Yeah.
nonstop.
Also, I want to say something about the acting. The acting is just a master class in acting. I honestly don't think any other people could have pulled off the roles of Streep, Hoffman,
For sure, it's,
Adams, and then Viola Davis
Yeah, I
is
was going to
great
say,
as well.
I think the best performance that's underrated is Viola Davis.
Agreed.
Those 4 are great. I mean,
In her scene, she nails it like perfectly.
she's so good, but like
She's very conflicted about it.
she is. What do you guys make of that? Because honestly, like she's kind of cool with it because he just needs to get through a few more months, and as long as he's succeeding,
Yeah.
she doesn't really mind because she knows the father will kill him
Well, yeah,
if something comes out.
Did you not realize what she was saying?
What?
Like the kid, her son is gay.
Yeah,
Because that's what she said. She goes, "That's
I
why
picked
he-
that up,
That's
yeah.
why he got beat before." Is like,
he had.
it's
What did
not-
she say in particular? I forget, but yeah, she
She
said
was like, not because of like what he was doing in school.
He's different.
but because of because she was like, maybe he is the one who initiated it with this man because he's gay, and I'd rather my husband like not find out because he'll kill our son.
yeah.
And there was no hard evidence. So she's like,
There's
unless
zero
you know
evidence.
There
this
was no
happened,
hard
I'm not
evidence.
risking my kid's life.
Not even soft evidence. There was zero anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the kid didn't accuse him. No other kids accused him. Like there was no
Nothing.
evidence.
Yeah.
What she said was that he stole the wine is why he got in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said the dad already beat him for that. But then she was like, okay, honestly, he beat him for the other thing. Like, that's what you're talking about. She didn't say it.
Yeah.
But like him being gay is why he got beat, not the wine.
Yeah.
Nobody cared that he stole the wine. It was his dad used that as an excuse to try and beat the gay out of his son.
And she was like, well, he doesn't fit in anywhere. No one
Yeah.
likes him. He's going to die in like a public school. He's going to get made fun of. Just let him get through this.
Yep.
Yeah.
College
Because there's only a few months left.
And don't rock the boat, essentially.
Yeah.
And I do love Philip Seymour's like passive aggressive speech on the gossip speech.
Oh, so good.
Oh,
Because he directed that
which
right
is super
at
funny.
them.
And he was taking notes like while they were talking, and she's like, "What are you doing?" It's future sermon.
Yeah. Oh, what did he say?
The next day.
Intolerance, and then as he was leaving, she goes, intolerance, and he goes, that's right. Remember that? Yeah, but that gossip speech is so good, isn't it? It's like, it's a great analogy, and it's so meaningful in today's age with social media and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one rumor
With
could
cancel culture, all you got to say is one thing: someone's career's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's true.
it's like spreads like wildfire.
Yep.
Crazy, man. But what did you guys make of? There was one thing that was weird. What did you guys make of the windows? The windows, they were kept being open, and she had to close them. Do you think that was like Philip Seymour opening, as in like ideas, progressiveness, and she was shutting them as in conservative?
I mean,
metaphor
you
like
could
that.
take it like that, but I
Yeah.
feel like it was just them being dickheads to each other. Like he knew she wanted it closed, so he would open it.
So he would come in.
They
You
were just
think
back
that's
and forth.
what it was?
Yeah, like they were just.
But it was also a metaphor, kind of.
But
Like that.
also, like how we said, it was a power struggle, power move the whole movie, and like
Yeah,
they just did it the whole time to each other.
Openly
also-
said she didn't like a lot of the stuff he had going. Like his fingernails, she was annoyed by.
Yeah.
That they were long and like clean.
I keep them long. Yeah.
And like the
Which is such a weird thing. For him
Weird, yeah.
That it got brought up so much.
the
And then like when he was coaching basketball, and he's like, "I want all your fingernails cleaned." He's like, "We're not playing with dirty fingernails." And I was like, "You're playing basketball, bro."
Joe and I were talking about it, but like before earlier. Like, do you think he was gay?
I mean,
I think he
possibly,
just
but
had
I
some
don't think.
sugar in the tank. He was a little light in the tank. But if you didn't think about Along Came Polly in that scene, you're out of your mind. Like him in the basketball court. Yeah, he should have done that. That would-
White chocolate.
And the ballpoint pen. Remember she said that, and then
She hated him.
Oh, yeah,
he
she
had one. He
hated-
dropped
yeah.
one.
That's right. That's right. How about what do you guys make of the light bulbs going out twice? Well, I never could figure that out, or if that meant anything.
I think it was just like a tension builder, maybe.
You think so?
I
mean,
mean,
it's
it's just a coincidence, but also for like to lead them to believe like, oh, something's going on. You know what I mean? Like, because in her mind, she brings attention to it, so she thinks like it's because of like his evil presence or whatever. You know what I mean? Like she was.
You blew up my bulb.
Yeah,
huh?
because she said it. She goes again.
Yeah.
So like, in her mind, that was like confirmation to her.
From a higher power.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting.
mean, this is a movie adapted from the stage, right? Like from
I believe so.
the play, so that could be like a
Ah.
stage thing. It could be like a
like
from
a
that.
like a throwback or like a reference.
to-
Yeah.
yeah.
Easter egg.
Interesting. I would love to do like that scene we were talking about for initial interrogation or whatever. I would love to do like a play-by-play with like a teleprompter they use on NFL, just breaking down the
Like the power moves?
power moves and whatnot. If you watch it, there are so many.
Double like John Madden in there.
I know. Here he closes the blinds. Boom. You know. I love the way I watched it so many times. I love the way he says, "I object to your tone." I love that, man. He's so good.
I joked about it after that. This is like in the Ocean's movie when it's like you shook hands with what's his face. That's a code between us. Like this is you've seen Doubt. That's our code. Like that's how Ben says about this
That's our
movie.
code. Yeah.
You remember when Al Pacino says that?
What?
It was like Johnny Carson or something. Like
Oh,
we both shook
yeah.
his hand. You can't.
That's great.
And when Ben goes to the movie theater, he tells the ticket teller like,
I've seen
I'm gonna
Doubt."
buy a ticket, but I've seen Doubt. So, I mean,
Just brings it up all casual
That's not
conversation.
why I like it. I mean, you might think that, but whatever.
I'm gonna see Beast, but I've seen Doubt. So,
Yeah, that's hilarious. Just a snob. No,
telling like a ticket ripper.
Having like a WWE sign like in the crowd at the movies.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, I truly enjoy this movie so much, but oh yeah, another scene I wanted to bring up was, of course, the Viola Davis scene is so great. She's so good in that scene. But the third scene that I was talking about is the final confrontation between Sister Aloysius and Flynn when he walks in and confronts her in the office. That scene is so good. I mean, he's asking her what did you see or hear that made you believe this? What did you hear or see? And she pressured him so much and was going to make his life such a living hell that he just kind of conceded in the end, didn't he?
well, and because she said she contacted all of his previous churches and stuff, which she didn't
She
do.
said you've been to 3 parishes in 5 years or whatever. Yeah, and she lied.
Yeah,
Angie
made
said
it
she
up.
talked to like the nuns and not the priest. And he's like,
Yeah.
you got to go through the channels. Like that's not how you do it.
Yeah, if you watch him in that scene, I've watched it so many times. When she says he was writing, and when she says I contacted the nuns, he stops writing, and he's like, you got to contact the priest. You know, he's like he's thinking like that makes me question it a little bit.
No,
'cause
that made me think like he wasn't guilty of what she thought he was, but he was guilty of something else that he didn't want out, which
You think
is
so?
probably being gay.
You think so?
Like, yeah, nuns caught him doing something, not what she was talking about,
But yeah,
but something that he
wrong.
personally didn't
Yeah.
want out.
Interesting.
Because he didn't. Because he wasn't like, well, you know what I mean. He didn't hammer home like, well, if you talk to them, it was fine because I didn't do this. He was like instantly like, well, if she talked to them, she knows something.
And they have the scenes like mixed in there where the nuns are eating and they're all like super quiet and strict. And
Yeah.
then, like the priests are just joking
It's like a
around. Like,
brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's like a
that's-
brother. They're
that's
laughing.
Part of it is she's jealous of them.
yeah.
I don't know. I just think they're just much looser and
Well, she's
with their
jealous
rules
Of,
and
well, yeah,
whatnot.
but she's jealous of that.
She is a little bit, yeah.
But she lies throughout the movie, so it's
Which,
like
yeah, I
it's frustrating.
hate.
Like,
But she did say multiple times. What did she say? In the
In the grand scheme of things, if the result of the lie is a like righteous action, then it's okay.
it's okay.
But
She
she's
said it in a
accepted her
certain way,
sin.
though. Yeah,
She said like she accepted her sin.
she lies
the
for that old
pursuit-
lady the whole
in-
movie.
yeah, she does.
Which that was weird to me that she like wanted to not let people know that lady was like blind and losing it. Like,
Right.
who cares? Just
Yeah,
let her
that
retire.
was. Why did she do that? Just because she doesn't want change and want
Yeah.
new people in there? Someone could have
Yeah,
new
she doesn't
ideas.
want to
and
change
come-
like the new guard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was trying to change Amy Adams to like her ways with the mirror on the thing. Like you can
That's
see behind
right.
her head.
Yeah,
so
that was genius, by the way.
yeah.
I mean,
If you want to be a asshole, I guess. But
that was very smart, though. She did plant the seed early on that during the dinner with the convent or whatever, that she believes that something could be wrong at
Yeah.
the school. So she planted the seed early on. She like Amy Adams was just her
Pawn.
her pawn. That's the word. Yeah. And she was just caught in the middle of it. You know, peripatetic.
what's it mean?
Traveling from place to place, in particular, working or based in various places for relatively short periods.
That makes sense.
So
Ow,
let me just
stop.
rephrase. Let me just
Stop it.
So she uses the word peripatetic to describe the wind early on in the movie, and then she questioned Amy Adams' character if that's the right word. She's like, "Is that the right word?" She says later though that it's Father Flynn's third parish in 5 years. She thinks he is peripatetic, and she subconsciously used that word talking about the wind. What do you guys think about that? Is that something, or am I crazy?
I mean, but who really cares if he travels from job to job? Like it's neither here nor there. Like, I think it's a mute point.
But when you're a priest, though, and you're going from parish to parish, I think that's a bit odd. Is it not?
It raises flags.
I mean, honestly, not really. If you know anything about the church, churches get new fathers and pastors all the time. Or like when I was in school, a new kid came to our school from the south, and his dad was the new pastor at like a church. So like, if that wasn't normal, like his dad wouldn't have been the new pastor at the church after he just moved into town.
it might have been less common back then, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was in the 60s.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, I don't know.
who knows?
I think everything in this movie, just about everything, means something. Like, and it has multiple meanings.
Yeah. I think you're right. There's a lot you can read into. Remember oh man, this one, I'm glad I looked at my notes, because in ancient Sparta, Sister Meryl Streep says, debates and arguments were resolved by who shouted loudest. So, like, that comes into play in that final confrontation scene. She gets the biggest win ever. And every time I watch it, I'm like, ooh, that's a win, man. When she goes, when he says, what did she say? He goes, what did you hear? What did you see that makes... And then she goes, what does it matter? Just super calmly, you know what I mean? And then that's when he blows up, because she's just so calm about it. And she goes, what does it matter? And he goes, what does it matter? He's like, it matters, you know? It's like, that's such a big win, you know what I mean? And that's him shouting, trying to win the argument. Because
Yeah, I think that's why she's so annoying, though, because she doesn't care about the truth. She only wants to win.
Yeah.
yeah,
She only wants him gone, regardless. Like, she doesn't care.
that's so crazy that you see it that way, because like
Yeah, it can be taken different ways.
it can, because I can only see it like on her side. I don't know why. I'm just on her side
But
about
she
it.
lies the whole movie.
Absolutely not.
She does, but it's like
She didn't lie about anything.
She-
Like proven.
that's true, but like she could be onto something.
She could be, but there's no proof.
There's no proof. Yeah, you're right.
And she admits to lying multiple times in the movie.
And then at the end, she was crying
Yeah,
because
she admitted it. She's like, "Well, I didn't call this former place."
So
I lied about
honestly,
that."
like I was gonna ask you guys really think he's innocent?
I don't know if he's innocent.
I think he's
but
innocent of what she's accusing him of, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Like the question isn't has he ever done anything that a priest shouldn't do. The whole movie's just about that one instance, and I don't.
You don't think anything happened?
No, I don't think he molested that black kid. No.
even if something inappropriate happened, there's zero proof of anything. Like the kid never said anything.
It's just there's so many little things I see in his body language and whatnot. You'll call me crazy, but like that point
That's-
to him.
That's confirmation basis. That's because you side with her.
Yeah,
So
that-
you're
you're-
interpreting
you're
that
right.
way. And
You're-
like and
you're
like
right.
I disagree with her, so I'm only noticing like all the bitchy negative things
That's
about her.
true, yeah.
So like
If we go
if
in with
you're-
just blinders and just
which is almost impossible.
Yeah,
to
it
do.
is.
But yeah, like
But a lot of that stuff he does can be seen as like defense mechanisms. Is like you're lying. You're telling people all these lies, and there's nothing I can do about it. Like once it's out there, because she talks to the mom
yeah,
without him saying
which
anything. Like
is absurd.
he's like,
She straight up was she was telling like nuns, she's
Yeah,
telling teachers.
yeah,
She
you're
pulled
right.
the mom aside, like
Yeah.
she because she was
She
doing
was-
how I said he was like trying to line his allies when like he was complimenting Amy Adams. She was doing the same thing on the other side. Meryl
With the
Streep was trying
mother,
to like
yep.
get other people before she brought it to like bosses in the church. She was trying to get people on her side. So like,
You're right.
and
which is
when he knew he was getting like attacked, and then
which is insane.
he tried to stay away from the kid, and then he got his stuff knocked out of his hand. He's like, "Well, I gotta
Yeah, and then
help him because
and
like
then all he
Yeah,
did was help
yeah,
him pick
you're
up
right.
his
he
books.
just tried to be nice." He
Yeah,
even
he-
like he was like, "I'll just leave him alone then."
He did. He was like, he just kind of like, yeah, I'm just leave him alone.
and it hurt the kid's feelings. He's like, "Well, now I don't got you either." Like,
Yeah.
so it's just you could take either side. You never know.
I just want you guys to watch like a few scenes and watch like the body language because some of his body language points to him maybe being guilty of something. Because
That's why. Well, yeah, but that's what I said. Is he guilty of something? Maybe, but
let
the
me
whole
s-
thing is, I don't think he did what he's accused of.
you know, remember that part where she says, "I seen you outside this window. You grabbed whoever's wrist," and he like looks almost like relieved. Like that's all you seen. That's one of the instances. Like he almost looks relieved, and then also remember when he walks around the corner and that boy was walking from her office and he sees the mother in the office. You guys remember that? And he grabs the boy. Mm-hmm. The way I take that is, he's kind of like shook, and he's like, oh boy, and he has to hold on. It's almost like a metaphor for him holding on to his innocence.
Could be.
That's the way I take it.
Yeah, it can be interpreted different ways.
You know what I mean? There's so many ways you can interpret it, and that's what I love about it. I mean, who is the protagonist and who's the antagonist?
I don't.
Who would you guys say?
With the kid though, like I feel like he already because that kid has confided in him,
Yes, he has.
so he already knows that if his mom is in that office when he gets home, his dad is beating the shit out of him.
Yes.
So I feel like he was more concerned. He wasn't worried about himself,
Ah.
but he was like knowing. He's like, hey, because he knew as soon as that kid gets home, his dad is beating his ass.
Yeah. Not if the mother doesn't say anything.
Yeah, but you think if they called the mom in, the dad doesn't know?
Yeah. Could be. Could
'Cause
be.
let's be honest, even if the dad doesn't know what that kid did, just hearing from the school, he's getting his ass beat. She said the dad would kill him
Yeah. The dad's probably just one of those really.
off the handle.
Yeah.
I don't think homosexuality was taken as well back then.
No, not in the 60s.
Especially in I
the
think
Bronx.
Black was even like they were less tolerant. of,
Yeah.
like
The Bronx in the 60s, a black family. Yeah. I mean.
In a white church.
Yeah. I mean, I can see her reaction though because like she's already got so many problems probably being black in the 60s in the Bronx, and she's like, I don't need that as well, you know.
Yeah.
So that's might have been part
And
of
her
it.
kid was like excelling.
Yeah, he was doing well.
So she was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have a problem with it.
yeah. Did the kids say anything? No. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
diddle away. You know.
Hey, my dad when I was little told me he would have sold me to Michael Jackson for one of those payouts. So that's how I was, that's how I was raised.
All right, guys, that's about all I have to say on Doubt. I really love this movie. I think it can be interpreted in so many different ways. I think there are some masterclass acting, and some of the scenes are so good.
Everything was well and like done well and competently. It's just not for me as much as it was for you.
Yeah, I understand that.
I hate Meryl Streep.
I love her.
I know. But that's what I said to Joe. Joe goes, that's going to upset Ben. And I go, okay, I get like she's an accomplished actress or whatever, but if Ben can go through her filmography and even tell me he likes half of that, he's lying.
Oh no,
Because I know she's been in a lot of great things.
No, honestly-
But a lot of it is stuff we would never watch.
I was indifferent on her before seeing Doubt. That one movie made me love her.
Which
I
she is a good actress.
unbelievable
But
in
like
this.
what Joe, because Joe was like, oh, don't you think she was like good at being a bitch? And I go, yeah, I think it hits close to home because she's like that in almost everything. She's
I
like,
think you're wrong. I think
but
she's.
I mean,
good.
a lot of people like her, but like, it's too easy for her to be a bitch like that.
You think so?
But I mean, who am I? What she doesn't care what I fucking think. And then I said, Philip Seymour
Maybe she
Hoffman.
does.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is always on point, but he still has not disproved my creep theory in anything we've talked about him being in. Because remember, I said like he's like the same creepy character, but super good in everything he's in. And this 100% is the same as that. Like, there's crossover in every movie where you're like, that's like, that little action is the same as a character from another movie, but they're completely different, perfectly acted, but he's always has the same, like, a little note of like, he's the same creep in everything.
It's always uncomfortable when he's on screen.
What I love about him is like he's so intense and he brings like a realness to every role. I love him. He's one of my favorite actors
Yeah.
of all time. One of my favorite lines of his. You guys seen Mission Impossible 3?
Possibly.
You got a girlfriend or a wife. I'm gonna find her and I'm gonna hurt her. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like his delivery is just so odd,
So
but
different.
so good.
Oh, it's perfect. It's like he thinks through every single line. I love it. But
And
anyway,
then Viola Davis.
she's so great. I might even see The Woman King just based on Doubt.
Stop it.
Oh yeah, she's the one in that. Huh?
Yeah. All right, you guys want to get to scores?
Sure.
Sure.
I gave it a 9.
Give it a 7.5.
7.
Okay,
I
that's
thought, like-
actually better than I thought.
But granted, like I admit, like it's just not for me. Like if
I
would've-
understand that,
if I
yeah.
would have been into it as much as
Oh,
you
yeah.
were, like it would have been different.
No,
but,
you're into some stuff I'm not into.
Yeah.
You know, we're all just, it's taste. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But anyway.
well, plus I mean, like your whole, not your whole shtick, but like you went to school for movies, so you're gonna care about stuff that we don't necessarily care about.
yeah, just weird
Like
stuff. Yeah.
the blocking, like I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But that doesn't affect my opinion of a movie as much as it does you.
No, it
because
doesn't.
of like.
It doesn't mean, but I mean, I just find it
Well, yeah, but
impressive.
Like, well, yeah, impressive, and then like the directing, like just certain things hit home for you more than they do for us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like just how many times you watched it. Like,
I've watched it at
I
least
would-
10 times.
yeah, I would never,
I love it.
never. Like I
I showed it to my mom.
I might watch it a
I-
second time just for your benefit, so I can be like, okay, I liked it a little bit more than I thought, but there's no way I'm watching it past that. I'm never.
I
But
think.
that's a difference because you know how many times I've watched a Serbian film.
Yeah, no.
Don't pet me.
Oh Jesus. No, but
There's a lot about it. It's like great, like way better than most movies. But then there's just stuff that like it's not gonna blow you away with entertainment. Like you don't watch it for that. You watch it for the acting.
Yes.
And like
the acting and just the. I don't even know how to put it. Just like the
situations.
story.
and
Yeah.
It's a real situation with amazing acting that makes you think.
Incredible acting, and it makes you think it's open to interpretation. That's what makes it so intriguing. It's
Except
just,
for that he's innocent and you're wrong. other than that,
yeah. All right, you guys want to get to final verdict?
sure.
I say, well, of course, I'm gonna say watch it ASAP.
I would say whenever.
Yes, I would also say whenever.
That's crazy. All right, that one hurts me to.
You're not gonna put that out.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna
putting what? I'm putting ASAP. No, I'm kidding. It's majority rules here, but it sucks. But stop.
Unless you're the minority.
All right, guys, we got the movie quote game for you. Joe's got a movie quote. We got to guess it. What do you got, Joe? I'm gonna lose anyway.
No
it's all right.
ticky, no laundry.
Oh my God! When you're saying that right, if I don't get this, I'm gonna kill myself tonight.
I don't.
Oh,
wanna
The
guess
Departed.
it.
Yeah.
No ticky, no laundry.
I've heard it a billion
Yeah.
times. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah. all
You
right.
gotta stop, dog.
All right, guys, that's our review for Doubt. We love you. And check that one out. These boys didn't like it as much as me. They said watch it whenever. This is a watch it ASAP. Come on now.
You have to get that out there.
Yeah, I have to. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. See you soon.